Hey, what is Gobby guys? It is me, Jujiko of Rights, and I'm back with another editing video. I'm sorry if I haven't recorded in a couple of days. And today, I know it's been a while since I did a part one of bringing back, like me telling you guys about all the characters I'm going to bring back from different shows, like Steve Saga, Rainbow Quest, like Steve Legends, and maybe Crafting Dead. I'm not too sure because I don't know if I'm going to get charged of copyright for that. So, I'm going to explain to you guys top characters I'm going to bring back, part 2. So, last time I've went on the recent list is Elemental Steve, and which is, well, don't mind the HM with JJ. So Elemental Steve is a character that's a Steve with the 4 elements, and him and Time Steve were supposedly brothers in Rainbow Quest, but sadly, he risked his life to save Time Steve and himself after making a big mistake of trying to combine with him to create Galaxy Steve because he was so obsessed with Galaxy Steve and Rainbow Quest and how he wanted to follow Galaxy Steve's footsteps by forcing Time to stay with him to work on his footsteps as well. And after that, for some reason, he ended up in the world beyond, a place where good and innocent people go after their journeys come to an end. And why? Is that because he did something good for once? Was it because he was mostly good in his life that he stood there? I think how the spirit worlds work is that how much you have done good, how much you have done bad. Maybe that's what happened with Elemental Steve and Rainbow Quest. And now we have Dark Steve. Dark Steve, he was created by the Nightmare King. And in the Steve Saga, he was created by the Nightmare King himself without using without just using any darkness or anything. But in Rainbow Quest is a whole different story. He was created by a Yellow Steve called the Yellow Assistant that was working with the Nightmare King. Well, supposedly, because he doesn't really agree with the Nightmare King what he's doing. And one time the Nightmare King went too far by forcing the assistant Yellow Steve into a machine and turning him into Dark Steve. After that, he used to be evil, but the thing is that after having some complications of his personality, he realized that the place was so beautiful, even though he betrayed Saber once and again and worked with Reverse Steve, but still. And before he was destroyed, he asked Saber to separate him into a Yellow Assistant Steve and Happy Orange Steve, so that way they can both be free. Even though Dark Steve wasn't really a good person at the start, doesn't mean that he could be doesn't mean he can't be a good person in the end. Which, in the fact that he turned good. To be honest, he's one of my most favorite villain characters of Rainbow Quest. The reason why is because of the fact that at first he used to be a bad person, but then he turned good. Because he didn't want to destroy the world, because he realized that, because he saw the world and how beautiful it was, and after that he was determined not to destroy it. So after Saber summoned him with the Dark Crystal, he helped him defeat Voice Steve, along with Shadow Saber. Before Shadow Saber betrayed Saber and backstabbed him and took the Shadow Sword and teleported away. Saber. Shadow Steve, give me the sword. Shadow Steve saying this. Sorry, Saber, but I don't work with you anymore because I was stuck in your mind. Yeet? Saber, hello darkness, my old friend. Right? And we're gonna go with the Nightmare King / aka the Nightmare Steve. Sorry if I said it backwards. I meant the Nightmare Steve / aka the Nightmare King. No one knows before we found out that the Nightmare King was a Yellow Steve and absorbed a Red Steve and a Steve Saga. We didn't know how he came to be who he is, and did he become that way, or was he created that way? And we found out the truth in the Steve Saga that in the Steve saga that he wasn't really created that way. He was created as a Yellow Steve by Origin Steve after him being created by God Steve. And after that, the Nightmare King, I think he was like friends with Red Steve, but then he absorbed the Red Steve for some reason. After that, Elemental Steve and the Steve Saga started to control him ever since then. But in Rainbow Quest, how he got infected was the fact that he used to be a Yellow Steve too in Rainbow Quest. But the thing is that after coming into contact with some darkness, he is infected, but not into a way that the other Steves were affected. The other ones were like controlled and were like mindless zombies. But the Nightmare King was unlike the rest of them, because he was still talking and he was still doing his own work, but as corrupted into a way. And like the reason why is because he had the yellow crystal, which is one of the 7 Color Kings in Steve Legends that risked their lives to create the crystals in order to save everyone from the Demon Thieves. It turns out the darkness weren't created to destroy the Demon Thieves. It was the crystals that were created to destroy the Demon Thieves. And before, they were successful. But then, after that, after the Steve corrupted Seer, he turned evil and he destroyed multiple kingdoms and caused some kingdom species to be extinct, which are the creations of Genesis and Dream, and including them themselves. Well, Dream wasn't really destroyed by Void. He was destroyed for another reason. I think it's because the Heart of the Winter got destroyed, because the fact that it was used to defeat someone like Dread Steve. So here we're gonna go with Assistant Steve. Even though he's being used right now in Twisted Rainbow, that Saber's using this character for Twisted Rainbow, but still he's pretty cool. I think he's a pretty cool character, because unlike the other Steves, he's not really like a natural Steve. He was created by Professor Red in the Rainbow Quest story. And unlike Steve Saga, the Goggles Professor Red didn't create him in the Steve Saga, but he created him in Rainbow Quest, the reboot show. So I thought it'd be a cool idea to also bring back this robotic character that also sometimes calls people, you know what I mean, a moron. He calls people morons. If anybody has not seen that show yet, then I'm not kidding about that. You should go and check it out. Search up Assistant Steve. In Rainbow Quest. I'm not kidding. He literally calls people morons. And now we're gonna go with the creator of Assistant Steve, known as Goggles / aka Professor Red. And Professor Red is a Red Steve that is a scientist that loves to do his own experiments and create stuff too. And he probably also does things to help the rest other Steves in the Steve Saga, and also him at Rainbow Quest does his own experiments to create other types of projects to help the Steves in the Red Kingdom as well, and maybe other kingdoms too after the whole series has ended. Who knows? And according to Steve Legends and Rainbow Quest, he went insane. Well, Rainbow Quest said that he went insane after putting his head through a portal to the world below, but Steve Saga says a whole different story. It didn't show him going to the world below with the Demon Steves, but instead, he actually got corrupted by the Unnamed, which is by his armor. I think Saber and Lucas purposely made those stories up in Rainbow Quest to make us think that way, but then have a plot twist in Steve Legends to know that whatever we heard about some of these characters and their backstories wasn't really true. That we found out that it's a whole complete different story. We're gonna have with Plague Steve, Faceless, Ghost Steve, Memory, and like a lot of these characters as well, along with Galaxy Steve and other ones like Elemental and Time. I already spoke about those characters. So Plague and Memory sadly weren't added to Rainbow Quest, but Ghost Steve, Voice Steve, Galaxy Steve, Faceless, Elemental Steve, and finally, last but not least, Time Steve were added into there. And Plague Steve was a Steve that was actually like out of the plague as well. And in the Steve saga, he manipulated Saber and Lucas by making them think he was good, by helping them bring back Rainbow Steve after he was defeated by Infinity Steve. Well, after he was destroyed by Positive and Negative before they combined together into Infinity. And the thing is, sadly, like Plague Steve wasn't really added to there because in the Steve, I don't know why. Maybe it's because he wasn't that popular in the Steve saga. I think so. I think the reason why Saber didn't add him to Rainbow Quest is because he wasn't like that much a popular character. But the thing is, he might come back as well. I mean, I am going to bring him back as well, like in the future videos of my own. And I don't know like what kind of role plays am I gonna do yet, whether Minecraft or art related. Who knows? And we have Memory Steve. Memory Steve sadly wasn't added in Rainbow Quest either, but in the Steve saga, he was a actual villain created by Void Steve. As we can see that in the picture right here, he's next to Void Steve, and he can erase memories as well. And supposedly, he's also the reason why that Elemental Steve went crazy in the show, the Steve saga. And we all know who to blame here, which is Void Steve. He created Memory Steve, and he ordered Memory Steve to erase the minds of Elemental Steve and Time Steve as well, and including Galaxy Steve apparently. And who knows why? And for God knows how long, Galaxy Steve has been living his life without remembering his enemy, Void Steve. So apparently, sadly, Memory Steve wasn't really added to Rainbow Quest at all. He was added in the Steve saga, but for some reason he wasn't really shown at Rainbow Quest before it ended, along with Plague 2. And who knows? They'll return, and maybe they'll return to sing, maybe they'll return differently. It's because there's gonna be some plot twists in the end. So Memory Steve, like I said, was in the show and he wasn't really added. Ghost Steve, he was added. He was added. But Plague Steve, he wasn't. I explained about him. Faceless, he was also in the Steve saga too. And apparently, like and before in there, no one knows how he was created in the Steve saga. I wonder how he was created. But the thing is that Saber never really told anybody, or there was no flashbacks or any backstory like related to this character in the original show called the Steve Saga before he was added in Rainbow Quest, the reboot. Yeah, there is going to be a time where he returns too. So in Rainbow Quest, there is a backstory about him. So apparently he used to be a Red Steve before he got cursed. Because of visiting the Great Librarian, he wanted to have more power, I think. Or no, he went there for a curse. But the thing is, in Steve Legends, it shows Beef in the series turning himself into that guy right there after being affected by darkness, being corrupted. Why? Why, Saber? Why do you have to make a tragic backstory with that? And we have the Lost Inferno by Steve Legends. The, the Lost Inferno, which is A/AK, the Lost Inferno, was shown in Sea of Legends. Apparently, this creature was a monster that was causing trouble to the Desert Steve Kingdom. And apparently he's also the reason that he or she is also the reason why the Forest Kingdom, which is where the Forest Thieves live, the Forest Thieves, like I said, were destroyed. Including the leader was destroyed. Sorrow in the throat. But luckily the sapling of Genesis creates more of them. But who knows what happened to that sapling? Because after all those kingdoms of Dream and Genesis got destroyed by Void Steve / AK Seer, we don't even know what happened. And we have Dream Steve. He also came from Steve Legends, that you guys apparently knew of. He's actually the creator of the Giants and Winter Steves. Apparently the Winter Steves and the Giants used to be enemies, but then thanks to Cole, he helped them come across their differences and decide to work together as well. So that way that they won't be misjudged. So they're not misjudged by anybody. Sadly, Dream Steve came and has gone. Once has come, once has gone. I literally just made that up, so. But the thing is, he may return as well. But he may return as Dream Steve, or may return as another dream entity. Who knows? And we have the Ghost Thieves. The Ghost Thieves, along with Diamond Steve, were added in the Steve saga, but the thing is, they weren't added in Steve Legends or. Actually, no, wait, yes, the Diamond Steve, yes, they were added. They were added in Steve Legends, but apparently they used to be around, but they're not around anymore. They're extinct. They're gone. If nobody knows what extinct means, it means no more of a single species of a human or animal species, or a living nature species. That means that there's no more of that number. Gone. Vanished. And the Ghost Thieves, they weren't really added into Steve Legends or Rainbow Quest. Yep, like I'm saying. What was also added in Steve Legends was the Diamond Thieves. And also the Obsidian Thieves too. And apparently the Diamond Thieves were created by the first enemy, including the Obsidian Thieves too. They were both created by the first enemy. I think the first enemy is known as the first curse, known as /AKA the Unnamed. That's right. And I think after all of that happened, he was captured and locked up in prison in his own armor for God knows how long. And apparently a village was built there, and the thieves there thought that it brings them good luck. But the thing is, he's part of the curse. Sorry. Not gonna lie. And we have the Desert Apprentice. The Desert Apprentice is actually a Desert Steve created by Genesis Steve. The thing is, sadly, he died after his kingdom is destroyed by Void Steve / AKA Seer. And we don't even. And before that, he died once by the Lost Inferno. But thanks to Genesis Steve, he was brought back, including other Desert Steves too. The thing is, after he cheated death, he died a second time and never came back. He went to another spirit world dimension, which is another world beyond the dimension where Steves go. There aren't really any color Steves at all, which is probably why we haven't seen them in Rainbow Quest and in the world beyond. We have the Steve Legend team, the whole group, the Judge, Ocean, all these guys will be brought back, including Cole himself and Seer. But I don't know if they're going to be brought back with the actual same name, because I don't know if I'm going to be charged with copyright. Let me know if My Saber and Lucas are watching, let me know if I'm going to be charged of copyrights, like plagiarism. And we have Rainbow Quest to Rainbow Steve. Rainbow Quest Rainbow Steve is actually created by the 7-colored crystals, which were created as from, who they were created from, which are known as 7-colored kings. The 7 kings were from Steve Legends, especially like Galaxy Steve, when he used to be Indigo Steve. Apparently, the reason why Galaxy Steve survived, instead of having his life risked of creating the Indigo crystal, in order for it to be used to create the hero, Rainbow Steve, to stop the Demon Steves, is because he's part of the energy of Alex and the Ancient Ruin. And he was the Ancient Ruin until Alex was there to free him as well. And according to Alex, she said that she came from a world where she also met the Ruined Beast. So this guy will be returned, including the crystals too. And now we have the judge. I mean, I can tell definitely that Saber was playing the judge because I recognized his voice when I heard him. He goes, "I'm the judge. You're what is it? A pest? Yeah, you call him a pest, I think, right? Yeah, you call him a pest. He called Cole a pest. I don't know why. I think because he thought that Cole was doing the wrong thing, even though he was trying to do the right thing. And he even tried to destroy Alex too, for some reason, as we all know. He tried to destroy her because he thought that she was a pest too. And when he was talking with Cole and told him to get rid of her or something, and Cole refused, and then Alex came in and told him to stay away from Cole. After that, she teleported him away from the judge. So the judge, even though the judge was destroyed by darkness, which is Void Steve, that created the darkness and Steve Legends, he's also going to return too. Hopefully, I don't get charged of copyright. If I end up, if any part of him is copyright claimed, then I'll just rather disguise him or remove him. I'm sorry. I can't promise you guys anything. And we have the 7-colored Steves, which is actually red wisdom, orange creativity, yellow energy, green health, blue spirit, indigo connection, and finally, last but not least, violet love. All these Steves were added in Rainbow Quest, and even though they're at peace in Rainbow Quest, but still, I think it's their kingdoms are all beautiful equally. Especially the mention that they're hiding the Violet Steves on Indigo too, which is the inner world, I think, or the other side of I forgot the name. I'm sorry. I know a lot about it, but apparently I don't remember some things. And now we have Hypno Steve / AKA Hypnotize Steve. So Hypno Steve was added in both Steve Saga, all three, Steve Saga, Steve Legends, and Rainbow Quest. Apparently, Hypno Steve was spying on Cole. That's right. So I think the reason why he did that is because he wanted to look back at something. Was it because he wanted to look back and see how a random stranger named Cole was doing in his own kingdom? Or he wanted to see his backstory? I think the reason why Hypno Steve was spying on Cole, the Red Steve, is because of the fact that he was in that kingdom, that he was that Red Apprentice that stood there for a very long time before he became the Red Leader and had his own apprentice known as /AKA M as well. We have the Steve Saga, Illusion Steve. Illusion Steve was added in the Steve Saga, but sadly, he wasn't really added in Rainbow Quest. So he is going to return, but not as this exact look. He's going to return as a different look. He's still going to be called Illusion Steve, and he's still going to have the same ability as tricking people with illusions of false visions and false information too. And we have Reality Steve. He was created out of Illusion Steve, like absorbing Galaxy Steve and the Steve Saga, and combining them together, which is creating Reality Steve. But then the funny thing is that I've watched the whole entire series, and I know for a fact that the reason why Galaxy Steve is out of him for a very funny reason. It's not because Galaxy Steve was like, let me out. Because, oh my gosh, he was pretty annoyed to the fact that Galaxy Steve was like, I'm hungry. Where's the sandwich? Classic Galaxy. So, Illusion slash AK Reality got annoyed and separated Galaxy Steve from himself. I still think it's pretty funny, the fact that Galaxy Steve annoyed him by saying, I'm hungry. Where's my sandwich? So, that is all for now. I really hope you enjoyed this video of part 2 of characters I'm going to bring back in the future. If you guys really enjoyed this video, then make sure you defeat that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. So that way you won't miss any video that I post, including JJ too, because he works very hard on his videos. And there's also going to be more plot twists in other parts of Sugar Steve's life. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in another anything video. Bye!